Hi there, and welcome. Now it's time for America's favorite podcast, Leave Your Mark, with your host, Vince Cortese.
If it's fly, loose fitted, it's Cortez. If freeze and chub is in it, it's Cortez.
Leave Your Mark is about inspiring the world, one guest at a time.
Pass the word from Brooklyn to Pittsburgh, from urban to suburb, it's Cortez, you heard?
And here is our host, Vince Cortese.
This is Leave Your Mark. I am Vince Cortese, and today's guest is Terry Calvin and his daughter, Kate. At the age of 6, Terry's daughter, Claire, was diagnosed with a rare disease, DIPG, which is called Diffuse Intrinsic Pontine Glioma, a rare brain cancer that has a 0 survival rate. Once diagnosed, the child typically has a life expectancy of 9 to 12 months and a 1 in 50,000 chances of getting the disease. Kate and Terry, thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Vincent.
Now, you guys, this is all recent. This has happened in 2020. And I just want to kind of touch down where you guys are currently at. You're in Sullivan, Missouri. And Kate, you're on summer break?
Yep.
Okay. And then your baby sister, now, as you were mentioning, she's just hitting school. She's what, in the 1st or 2nd grade?
Going to 3rd grade. Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the summer between 2nd and 3rd grade. Okay,
Yes.
So what I want to touch on was what was life like in Sullivan, Missouri, when you guys were hanging out before you found out she was diagnosed with this?
It was COVID times. COVID hit that spring. So, homeschooling,
Quarantine.
A little quarantine. Lot
Wow.
different.
So now was the COVID being the 2020 was really the year that the lockdown began. So that's going on the entire time then?
Yes.
Wow, that brings up a whole different line of questions as well. So like when you're going to the hospital visits and things like this and what you're going through with the COVID rules, I don't imagine it's too friendly to the caregivers that want to see their loved one that's in the hospital.
Yes, with the masking policies and mandates ahead, which I understand that, but then often only one parent to go to radiation or doctor visits or, treatment, stuff like that. So definitely there's some challenges out there.
Okay, so you're going through, so she's diagnosed then at 6 years of age with this disease. So what were you thinking when you found out? Were you familiar with this disease at all when they told you what she had? And did you know the ramifications of it?
No, I wanted to real quick. About 2 days before she started showing symptoms, she had just learned how to ride a bike without training wheels. It took her a couple weeks to do it, and it seemed like it didn't make, because my oldest Kate was pretty easy to get her to learn how to ride a bike without training wheels. Claire, I would say what Claire kept, wrecking and getting back on that bike, and she was determined to ride that bike without training wheels, and she did it. But little did we know she had this going on, and we didn't know that, obviously. 2 days after she learned how to ride that bike, she started showing symptoms.
Oh my! So now, what were the symptoms that she showed?
She started showing
Dizziness.
loss of balance, some blurry vision.
Okay, so now she goes in there, and is she complaining of any pain or anything?
The first couple of days, some dizziness. Then about the 3rd day, some blurred vision. And which we'd already been in contact. Claire's mom and I was already in contact with the pediatrician, and we had it could have been so many different things, we never would have guessed in 9 years it would have been, brain tumor or DIPG. We were looking at, the pediatrician was, we were looking at different, it could have been iron deficiency, could have been vertigo, could have been, inner ear infection, could have been different things causing the dizziness and loss of balance.
Okay, so when did you decide to take her to have a scan or an x-ray?
So on about day 4, with being COVID and everything, and kids being at home, my aunt had actually noticed that Claire was drooping her head to the right quite a bit, and then, then that raised the level of concern of the pediatrician. And then he'd ordered a CAT scan.
Okay, so what did that CAT scan show?
Brain tumor.
Okay, now
That was May 28th, 2020.
May 28th, 2020, she is a scan and she has a brain tumor. When they diagnosed that it's that particular type of cancer, did they do a biopsy to arrive at that, or what?
Yes, so a biopsy was done about a week. Claire was in the hospital for about around 10 days, May 28th until about the end of the first week of June. And during that time, she had the biopsy done. And then the testing was done. It took about 3 weeks to get the results back, but they wanted to make sure. They had suspected during the
Was
MRI.
she in the hospital that whole time?
The 10 days, yeah. And they did an MRI, and they had felt strongly that based on her symptoms and the MRI results that it could likely be DIPG. And they also seeked out other oncologists across the nation and specialists to look at those images, MRI images, and they felt strongly, but they wanted to do a biopsy to make sure as well, because often the biopsy will also help dictate which path of treatment our trials they can get into.
Connect with us on LinkedIn. Be our friend on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Whether jumping out the MP or jumping on the app.
You are listening to Vince Cortese. We just want you to leave your mark.
Okay, so now this is so rare, 1 in 50,000. What then are your options given to you after they tell you what it is? So is this a radiation chemo thing, or is
So radiation is typically the first thing that's done. I would say most of the kids I know and families choose that. It will shrink it. It does not make it go away. They tell you up front that it does shrink it, and it helps buy time for clinical trials.
so this particular type of cancer is still in a trial as far as how they're trying to cure it?
Yeah, there's many different trials out there in the works. Chemotherapy, normal chemotherapy does not have much effect on DIPG. Part of the challenges is the brain barrier, where your brain stem's located. The brain barrier is so hard to penetrate that normal chemo usually does not do a whole lot. There is, I believe, a trial out there where they've actually gone in and directly injected chemo into that area. I'm not real familiar with that trial, but chemo normally does, and definitely this is very inoperable. They do not operate because the brainstem, basically your central nervous system, and it would do more damage to have us to operate
On it.
Yeah, so radiation, typically, she did 30 rounds the first time.
Wow. Now she's exceeded the so when she's going through this, she's 6. You said she's 8 years old now. She's been going through this longer than 12 months. So she's beyond the point of which most pass on. So what is her diagnosis now? What is she?
So she completed 20 of 24 months of the PNOC-007 clinical trial. It's a immunotherapy trial. She done 20 months of 24 months. Back in May, they found new growth, but the original tumor had shrunk about 8 times its original size, and actually has remained stable. But she got new growth, which can happen. We knew it. We knew that can happen. It's not uncommon. It happens quite a bit. And then once you get new growth, your trial is completed. And so, that trial definitely made an impact, huge impact.
Okay, so now are you on to the next trial now?
So right now, she just completed her actually second round of radiation. So some of the families I follow, you can do a couple rounds. I actually know a little girl that is in the process of doing her 4th round of radiation. That's kind of unprecedented. It just depends on the person and the effects. Radiation is hard on you. But
Oh,
she's getting ready
my.
to do a fourth round. But Claire just finished her second round. This was a 10 treatments to hopefully shrink the tumor. So right now we're in a waiting pattern. July 5th, we'll get an MRI, and we'll get results on July 7th. So then what will happen is, depending on those results, depending on whether the tumor is shrunk or remain stable or has grown, will dictate the potential treatment options.
Okay.
So, and it's not uncommon for kids to do multiple trials. I follow families where they've done 2, 3, 4 trials, 4 different treatments or drugs. So not uncommon at all.
Well, let me ask you this, because when you're given a diagnosis that there's no survival rate on it, that's gonna, as a parent, it's gonna wear on you a lot different. So I mean, the stress levels that you had, the volume on them had been turned up, as well as on Kate there too. So I kind of want to touch on you, where you guys as caregivers at, like how are you feeling towards her recovery and moving forward with everything?
So I tell you what, when you look at Claire, it's a challenge as a parent, and I'm sure as a sibling, but I'm gonna tell you something. Claire's the one that's she's fighting the real battle. She's fighting the real battle. So we're kind of along for the ride. So she's a tough nugget. She is amazed us. I tell you, before her diagnosis, and Kate will attest to this, before her diagnosis, she was as strong-willed. I'm not just saying this because she's battling cancer. She was as strong-willed of a kid as I've ever come across. Very determined, her way or the highway, her way or get out of her way. I mean, just the fact that when I seen her trying to ride that bike for 2 weeks, and obviously not knowing she had this going on, her riding that bike and her determination to ride that bike, and we saw that determination today. She has not lost that at all. She is, I'm just beyond amazed. She has not walked since about July, August of 2020. Spent quite a bit of time in a wheelchair. However, this spring, she started using that walker.
Okay.
And she said, Dad, I want to walk again. So it is common for DIPG fighters to not be able to walk. Some can. She's walked with a walker terrifically. She's done a lot of physical therapy, occupational therapy. She had speech therapy last year. That all helped her tremendously. This morning was the most steps we've seen her take, and going on almost 2 years.
Wow.
If you are listening from Australia, Florida, or just from around the corner,
From East Coast to West Coast outlets, if you're not into the dirty South straight, make a left and body.
contact us. Leave your mark with your host, Vince Cortese.
Is she losing weight from this, or is she in pain from this?
So when she went, the steroids are brutal. So when a child goes through radiation, the steroids combined, it's a brutal steroids. A lot of side effects, psychological, weight gain. She went from size 6 to a 12, from 50 to 100 pounds, but she lost all that in about 9 months' time. And she was always full of energy, still is. She was always on the skinnier side, tall, has some long legs. The steroids and radiation combination are definitely a challenge. She also had an issue back in 2020, September, where she was having some fluid on the brain and she had to have a shunt put in. So she had, that summer 2020 was, I can't put in the words,
Wow.
how challenging it was for her to go through all that. And she's amazing. The kid's amazing.
That's unbelievable. Now, Kate, let me ask you a question. I want to know, as your big sister, what went through your mind when you heard what your sister's situation was?
I was like, all the emotions combined. I was shocked. I was sad. I was angry. I was There's not a word that explains how.
So what were you thinking when how did she respond to it? And did she understand the seriousness of it?
Claire,
Yeah.
I think she looked at it as a different way than everyone else did.
Okay.
She probably thought of it as like she was gonna fight it and everything, and everyone else was like worried, but we all knew that she got it. And
And she's in a good space now? It
yeah.
sounds like she is. So now what do you do? I mean, because this is difficult on you and your dad as far as just keeping your sanity and being positive with, you know, the situation that you're in. So what do you do daily to help your sister out, help your dad out and yourself out? What's your day like?
She usually wakes me up early, and I'll get up to just play with her, watch something on YouTube with her in the morning. I'll get her dressed. We used to play dress up all the time. It was a whole thing.
So you're actually having a quality time with her you never imagined you would, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, now does she do anything else? Does she read, or does she play board games or video games or stuff like that?
She does all that stuff. Like she beat Dad in Uno a million times.
Now, when do you go back to school?
Late in August, and she also likes making videos on TikTok, which is like an app you can post stuff on.
Oh, really? Okay, so
Yeah.
we could see her on it in some of her videos on TikTok. We'll need to post the link.
Yep.
All right. Well, this is interesting because it's always difficult on siblings, and you guys go through a different experience parallel in their sickness. And like your dad said, you know, you're there with her, so whatever happens, you're just there. So and that's the most important thing, really, that she knows you guys are there. So let me talk to your dad here. So your treatments are coming up here in July. And now, as far as any like community or extended family support, how are things going that way?
I can't even begin to tell you how amazing everybody is. Family, friends, the community, coworkers, the Sullivan School District has been phenomenal.
Wow.
Amazing. And, you know, and I'm in touch with other families across the country, even overseas, but more so in the United States. And I can tell you, I know people out there who are fighting this, who don't have the support system that we got or have. And so I don't take it for granted. We don't take it for granted. Many fundraisers, people, you know, wanting to get Claire, you name it, stuffed animals, gift cards, you know.
My school, we raised $1,600 by selling bracelets for a Claire fundraiser.
Wow. That's awesome.
If you have a story to share, tell us. How are you going to leave your mark? Contact us. Leave your mark with our host, Vince Cortese. Be our guest.
Now, as far as your spirituality and your praying, because these types of situations bring this out in us, has that changed you in any way, or you feel you're more spiritual, or how is that going for you?
Definitely. It makes me more like encouraged to never give up, because I look back at Claire and like she never gives up. She's always willing to do anything at any cost.
How about you, Dad? Because yours is kind of difficult being single, going through this process with your kids by yourself. So how's your spirituality holding up?
Pretty good. You just gotta one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. You can't quit. You can't stop.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you don't get tired or frustrated or worried, but man, you just gotta keep pushing and keep tucking and keep the faith. Keep the faith. Latch on to God. I've talked to God more probably in the last 2 years than I have probably. You know, that's honestly about probably true statement.
Wow. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on today and sharing your story. We're going to be praying for you. And I want to ask you what you both are enduring. How would you like to be remembered for what you're going through?
So Kate and I discussed this a little bit before, a while ago before you got on, and we just never give up. Keep the love going, and remember the kid. They're the ones fighting the true battle. the ones who have cancer, the adults, the children, they're the ones fighting a battle that I have no idea. I've never been her shoes. I've never been her shoes and can't imagine it. And so, it's always support her and others as well, fighting the battles. Something that we've kicked around a little bit is, the possibility we may create our own foundation in Claire's name. And she just might happen to be the CEO and president. So, we're looking at possibly starting the Queen Claire Foundation. That's been in the talks. Obviously, I haven't had much time to focus on that right now.
Yeah.
But helping others, because I can tell you get blindsided by a diagnosis like this. Probably one of the most challenging cancers there is, and oncologists will tell you flat out that it's one of their most challenging cancers they have. And the thought process by a lot of oncologists is if they can find a cure for DIPG, they can find a cure for about any kind of cancer. And when you think about Neil Armstrong, his daughter, lost a 2-year-old daughter DIPG, so kind of puts it in the realm how long it's been. That's been
Wow,
over 50 years ago. And so
wow.
It's come a long way. The Cure Trust now is a really good foundation. They are one of the big foundations out there fighting for a home run cure. And many others as well.
Well, I wish you all the best. We're going to definitely be praying for you to stay strong because you're in the middle of the process here and there's no relief for you. I pray that you have some peace throughout this somehow, some way. And you guys are going to be much different people as you go through this. But I wish you the best and I appreciate you for coming here and sharing your story with us. And if you have any information, if you have a fundraiser link or anything like that, you can let me know now. If you don't have it, then we'll put it in the links below for people to go and help you guys out. Just be blessed and we're praying for you. And again, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it, Vincent. And then Claire's TikTok account is Claire Bear 1023. That's CLAIREBEAR 1023. And you guys will love those TikToks. There's also a page, Queen Claire Kicking Cancer. I have that page on Facebook.
Okay, excellent. I like that. All right, Kate, thanks. And you keep being a good big sister. That counts. Big. And again, take care, Terry. God bless you. Thanks for listening to Leave Your Mark today. Tune into our next episode of Leave Your Mark with Vince Cortese. Be blessed.
You just left your mark. Thanks for listening. Listen to more episodes on demand. Just click Leave Your Mark with Vince Cortese.